Beat down.
Hey, we're live.
What's up, everybody? As per usual, Steph surprises me with the start of the show. I can always count on her.
Keep you on your toes there, buddy. So
Welcome.
that's how we do it in America.
That's how we do. Stephanie's all hardcore today, so I'm not going to argue with her. But welcome to the Qualk Show and happy Saturday night. Tonight's show, we are talking about stuff that's near and dear to all of our hearts. We're talking all about getting pregnant. No, not me, not Steph. Yes, Halley. Well, not this second, but you have.
Yes.
We have such a wealth of knowledge in the cast alone that we decided not to clutter things up and kind of talk about it from our three positions tonight regarding the subject. Stephanie and her wife, Adria, have had 2 successful pregnancies with Abington Lane Fertility Clinic. Halley has been a
reproductive medicine.
Thank you. That's why we send the script out a week in advance, my friend, and ask for any corrections or anything.
It usually helps you to read it.
Ooh, weird. Saucy and spicy today. I'm about this.
Stop it! Watch out! I don't have any tattoos.
That's right. No, as I told you before, Steph, no matter how hardcore you look tonight, I still look harder, okay? Just remember that, okay?
Just like
now you got
it.
Now she's tatted up. So, yes, Stephanie and Adria went the fertility clinic route or the clinic route. Halley has been a surrogate and can speak to that process, which is super interesting, as well as having done insemination herself for her beautiful daughter. And Nicole and I are currently in the trenches. We are trying to get, by trench I mean vagina. No, we are trying to get pregnant, and we are doing this ourselves at home. So it's been a little up and down here, and not necessarily in the good way. Welcome to everyone. Thanks for being here tonight, my friends. How has everyone's week been? Steph, how are you recovering from what happened in America last week?
Ironic that you said that, because right before I came on the show, I was like, I don't feel like doing the show at all. I literally don't want to interact with anyone because I'm still recovering.
Yeah.
Right? It's not, literally, it's like not about Hillary at all. It's literally because I'm just disgusted with all of the violence and all the hate crimes. And I don't know. I'm trying to be happy for everyone.
Yeah.
But it's hard, right? And I also started another new job this week. So it was a rough week. And then I also was in the middle of a racist conversation and stood up to that one again, so I felt good about it. But doing the work, and I'm activating myself in the community, so that's all you can do.
Yeah,
Get it,
exactly.
girl.
Holly, how are things in your parts of the world?
My parts of the world are good. Casey just got her ears pierced actually last weekend right before the show. So we've been cleaning ears and keeping her little ears all happy and fun.
Is she being good with them? Like
she is so far.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, she's been really good about them. Yeah, it's been a nice.
Did you go old school gun style, or did you go to a yeah? Because do they even have those still?
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's like the little places in the mall that you can go and they do the little guns. I had
the
those
like 16-year-old who's working.
Would you take her to a tattoo parlor?
Oh my god, yeah, no, yeah. Well, we took her to a professional piercer. I love her.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Because I used to be the doctor back in the day. Did you take her to a tattoo parlor?
One of the places was a tattoo parlor, but they had different special needs, so we went with a different place.
I'd go with a different place too than a place where everybody else.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with a 6-year-old getting some gauges in her ears, okay?
That's what I was gonna say. Do you feel like at all when you take her to a place like that, and the person that's doing her little ear piercings has got her septum widened and her cheeks widened and like all of these rings? Like, do you feel like that's promoting it in any way for her? Like, she's like, I can't wait to get to that stage, or she's like, whoa, mama.
Well, yeah, I would make a case for YouTube being worse because my daughter knows who Harley Quinn is now because of YouTube, and she keeps telling us that she wants her hair to be different colors, and I'm like, no, you're 4. No.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
I'd much rather. I'm definitely of the opinion that you should. I mean, hair is hair. It'll grow back. It'll grow out.
Yeah.
You don't like. I mean, I would much rather.
You're stealing Carter's clothing. Why would you need to go and get purple hair?
Because it's fun. I feel like
if she really wanted, I probably wouldn't fire her, to be honest.
If you did it,
Yeah.
but I feel like if you do it early though, then they're not going to fight you later on and be one of those crazy rebellious children. They're going to be like, "Oh
you know
yeah."
what you could do is you could get those vegetable coloring ones stuff that like just wash out.
They have those crazy chalk ones.
Yeah.
I'll just get her Kool-Aid and just show her how to dip her hair in it because she's not allowed to drink it. So might as well
Ghetto styles. Ghetto styles.
Listen, I'm a blue collar girl at heart.
She's gonna look more like you because she's been wearing a toque.
I should get her a mini one. Hey, look at my tattoo.
It's super hardcore. I love it.
So hard.
Yeah. So for our exclusive Qualky Talkie members, we're going to be talking afterwards. We're going to take a little bit more of an in-depth look at the process of picking a sperm donor. And, you know, we've got everything from real winners to people that obviously just need some money. So it's how to sift through. We kind of call it Tinder for sperm. And
I think we should show it.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I should pull up the screen, like, because we did California Cryo, and pull it up so we can all, like, go down and see if we can find, like, a good donor match between the three of us.
I love it. So that's going to be happening on the Qualky Talkies in the second half hour. Make sure that you are signed up. Halley, take it away. How do they sign up?
Sign up. You need to go to our Facebook page, and there is clear instructions of how you're going to go to thequalkshow.world and follow. There's little links on the bottom, but go to our Facebook page, The Qualk Show. That'll make sure that happens. Also, make sure if you're watching this on YouTube, to like, subscribe, and comment below. Yes. Share this. Make sure you're subscribed because we're going to have kind of something special to peeps here in a couple weeks. So, and if you're not subscribed, you're not going to know.
That's right.
I know what it is.
I know too, because we're subscribed.
Exactly.
I just want to clarify before I go any further. When I say that we're currently in the trenches, I don't mean that we're trying right now. I just mean that we're in the process of coming up with our plan of how we want to do this. And
she's internalizing it. She's internalizing.
Yeah, and you know, like it's even coming to that point where you go, yeah, this is where we're gonna start to think about it, or this is how we want to do it. Like we've thought about all the ways that we're going to do it, but I'm not currently in anybody's trench.
No, well, that's not what
judgment free zone,
but you know.
Let's get rolling with hot flashes. Wendy Kramer stated, "I think we will eventually follow in England's footsteps. Donor insemination is moving in the same direction as adoption did years ago. Family secrets are unhealthy, and disclosure is in the best interests of the child. People have the right to know their genetic history," is what Wendy Kramer has said. So my question to the cast, because I know that we have differing opinions on this, or at least differing choices, is do you feel a closed donor could harm your child in the future, or do you feel they have no reason or right to know who their donor was?
Ooh, I'm excited to hear Stephanie's opinion, because I know mine.
No, you don't.
No, I said I know my opinion. I'm excited to hear yours.
You go first.
Okay, so for me, our daughter, it was very important that we chose an open donor, that as soon as she is 18, he's willing to contact her twice, either phone, email, handwritten mail, whatever. I felt that was important to her because I didn't actually really know my biological father. And so I know his family, I'm so close with his family, but not knowing him, I would have liked to have met him before he passed away. And so I wanted to make sure that she has that option if it's important to her. But if she doesn't want to, she doesn't have to.
Mm-hmm. Steph, what
about you, Sonny?
What do you think?
Oh, you totally Gwen Stefani right now. You're just like a holla back girl.
I'm a little scared of her today. I'm gonna say.
Whatever. I'm packing.
It's literally champion ski cap. Okay, so Adrian and I picked an unknown donor for a reason.
Yeah.
For me, it was a very as many people do.
And for me, that's the norm, I think.
I do.
Well, that's not what I've been seeing. So if that's the norm, I'd love for people to put in the comments if that's
because please comment either live right now or after the fact.
Yeah, like I would love to know, because when we go into the private mommy groups, what seems not normal, but what is occurring more often than what I think is normal is families who share donor numbers, and then they go and have like picnics and retreats together, but they don't include the donor father. So for me, I was like, picked our donor. Literally, this came from a personal experience. I don't have a relationship with my biological father donor, if you want to call him that. Mm-hmm. So for me, it was very easy to not like have any sort of emotions towards the male figure of the sperm. So when we were talking about picking an unknown donor, it was like totally just biology. It was just getting the other component we needed, and therefore there's no reason to humanize that person from that perspective, because we didn't have to deal with the male emotion around it.
Yes.
An unknown donor, I feel like we're the parents, we're raising the child. I want our daughter to realize that this wonderful donor, gave us sperm, and that, he was a great contributor to the process, but he's not something we want a part of it.
Adria, are you downstairs? Can you come upstairs really quick, please? Because I want to hear your opinion. Because I also wonder
no makeup.
if it is.
I
also wonder if it is the because I know that Casey's other parent felt a lot like that she felt, we're the parents, he doesn't need to be involved, he's not a part of it. So I also wonder if maybe that is, being the non-birth parent, I know that can kind of mess with some people, and they feel, weird in the parenting roles. I mean, everybody does their own thing, and of course I'm not saying that any way is right or wrong, but
I think for us, my story is much the same as yours, Halley, from the standpoint that I am adopted. I was adopted when I was just a tiny baby. So I think when you grow up adopted or without some sort of parental figure in your life that you're actually biologically connected to, like, you do wonder, just for no other reason than I love it.
Oh my God, this is such a family show. This is my favorite love.
Hold on, she can't hear anything.
Okay, let's
First of all, you guys are going to make a delay downstairs.
Okay.
Cool. Hi. So only for this show would I come up with wet hair, no makeup, only for this.
I love you, Adria.
I love you too. Because here's why. We've seen it in some of our friends who wound up having the same donor as other friends, and it was awkward, and I don't think they were happy with that choice. I don't know. But for us, kid who has the same donor as a kid down the street, I don't ever want to know that. To me, it's like,
no.
We're raising our daughters. Very strong about this. I'm like out of breath. We're raising our daughters. Respect the fact that we are their parents. And this person, to give us the world, literally, is an amazing person who did that for us. But that was where his job ended.
Yeah. And
I'm hoping with how modern families are now that this will become a norm. And we both, like, thank God we both agreed on that. I think that a lot of it because of what happened with Stephanie. Are you alive? What are you doing?
Oh, I'm texting Amanda because we forgot to tell her that she wasn't on the show tonight.
Oh. What?
Yikes.
Well, here's a full disclosure.
Apparently.
Well, our lovely Amanda that's on the show too. She has 4 amazing biological children with her former husband. So sorry, Amanda. I love you. Go.
Well, that's a little bit of a different situation, I would say.
Well, she picked him in a bar or something, right? Does that count? I'm just asking. I don't know. This is
my girl.
We'll come back to that in the chat. Okay, go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that we got lucky that we both agreed on that, and I think that it's just a matter of us trying to. And everyone has a different opinion. Like, I respect what you said, Halley, and I agree that I'm sure there will be a time. Riley's older. We know what her personality is like already. We know she's curious about things. I don't know what Riley's going to be like in that respect, but I can already see Riley taking a certain position on that and probably being annoyed and pissed at us, and it is what it is.
She's annoyed and pissed at us every day.
This is the big one. So, we have reasons for why we did it.
Yeah,
absolutely. What I'm saying is though. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
What I would say is, like, Riley and I are so close that I think it would be really shocking to me for when she realizes the capacity of what a donor is and then what the second parent brings to the relationship. I don't think that she would discount that or feel like she got lost out. But we've been documenting their birth story, if you want to call it that, their entire life story, since we decided to do this, so that I can literally hand her the video and say, this is how we did it. Entitled to feel that way. You decide what you need to do.
Yeah.
But it's more than just that, because I think even though I don't think that she would discount either of us ever, because she's just not like that. But I still think, like, it's what Halley was saying. They're going to be interested, just like you are. Like you have two moms, right? So I'm sure you don't discount either of them. But I think that it's like you're saying, you're curious of where you come from, what your heritage is. And
exactly. Yeah, I don't ever see Casey doing that or questioning us and questioning who her parent is. But I would love to have known maybe some of my dad's mannerisms, because just I love the nature and nurture side of things. So it would be interesting to know if you have these characteristics of this person that you have no idea who it is. And like, to me, that's interesting, but
yeah, I think that what it comes down to for me is I always try to just set things up for our next child or even our child now that came about in a different way, that it can always be their choice. They don't have to, but they can if they want to. And I think by 18, which is when you can know a known donor, I hope I've already made my impact in her life as her other mom. And at most, all that sperm donor is ever going to be is, I would say at most, someone you talk to once in a while, at least just looking at his picture and going, okay, that's now I get why my face looks this way or whatever. Yeah.
No, I don't have a picture of Casey's donor.
Oh, I do. Looks are important, okay?
We had the celebrity lookalikes, which, by the way,
that's cute.
Children, we picked a brown-haired, green-eyed donor. Now we have little Scandinavia.
That's right. That's true. That's true.
We have blonde, blue-eyed babies with fair skin.
Hilarious. That's amazing. I love it. Well, I think what we're basically saying in all of this, in this one little hot flash that we've been talking about for 20 minutes, which is amazing. I'm just letting it roll. No, it's perfect.
Just want to make sure she shuts the door.
Is that it is a very personal question. It is a very personal decision to each and every couple that's making it. And I think that Adria is 100% correct that it would be really difficult if the partners weren't on the same page with that. So luckily for myself and Nicole, we are on the same page. Luckily for Stephanie and Adria, you were on the same page. And Halley, you and your ex-wife obviously worked that out as well. So yeah, I don't think there is a right or wrong answer. Like anything else in life, it's whatever's kind of best for you, right?
Yeah.
I found an unknown quote the other day that stated, "It's hard to wait around for something you know might never happen, but it's even harder to give up when you know it's all you've ever wanted." At what point does a person say, we have tried enough? Do you go into debt to produce the family you want? How much sacrifice is too much to start your family? I know people that have spent $100,000 trying to get pregnant, have mortgaged their house, sold their cars, doing all that stuff. I don't know if I'd be willing to do that. I'm hoping that whenever we start trying, it takes first time because I am very cheap. I want the discount, baby. I want it to work first try. What about you, Halley?
You say that now.
How do you feel about it? I know.
I don't know.
I know how I feel. You go.
I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I know for me, I got pregnant on the first time with Casey. So
Had you and your ex spoken about how long you would keep trying? Like, if this time doesn't work, obviously we'll try again. We never got to that point.
No, I mean, we did do a lot of pre-work though. So we did like a dry cycle of just testing my hormone levels. So we did actually quite a few cycles before because I had to go on medication to get pregnant.
Okay.
So trying to make it so that our first try was really the best time to try. But I mean, I have a friend who's tried for years and years and years and it's just not been successful. And they, have paid for 2 college tuitions, but I would support her completely if she decided to stop and go for adoption or something, but I would help her fundraise to have 16 babies if that's what she needs, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Steph, what about you?
We made major financial decisions so that we could afford to have the kind of cash that we needed. And so I think we were fortunate to have, you know, cash going into it, if you consider it that way. But with Riley, it was the same thing. We did IVF and we did what was called reciprocal unknown surrogacy. So we both had our eggs extracted, inseminated by the same donor, and then implanted into my wife. And we don't know the biological mother. We've talked about it in the old shows. So if you look back, you'll check it out. But so it worked on the first time. And I talk about this in our Abington reproductive medicine talks, where the first time when it took, we were like, this is awesome. Like, why do people complain? And then the second time, it took us 13 tries.
Oh, wow.
So, well, 13 tries, but 13 months and some frozen embryos, and then a couple extra retrievals. And it was a very hard second try. And knowing what I know now about that, it was worth it, right? And at the time, I wasn't even, and I will publicly say this, I wasn't even entirely sure I wanted another child, because for me, the idea of being fulfilled as a parent was already there. And I didn't realize how I could love someone else the way I love Riley. Like, I didn't think that was possible. And so I would literally say to anybody that is trying that, try as hard as you can, but know your limits, because there are other ways to have a family. It's not just about biology. And because we don't have a written handbook in the queer spectrum community, you know, the goal, I think, or at least the idea of what most people think is the perfect family, is to have my partner and I create this human life and kind of have that whole like patriarchal idealism of a family. But I mean, look at Diane Ponus, her wife, and her family. You could not be a more adorable family.
Yeah, adorable family.
And they did not come about by biology. They're having a biological child now. But at the same time, they're not going to treat that baby any differently than they would their adopted or foster children. Like,
absolutely.
Because when you think about it, when you bring a child into your home and you, for the first time, experience what it is to be a parent, it doesn't matter anymore how that child got to you, because they're yours. So it mattered so much more to me before we had a family. And now, like, I struggled today before coming on the show to remember the process. Yeah. Because it's so, for that limited amount of time, it was so important to me. And now it's like such a thing of the past because they're here. So I would say.
What?
I would say, just to wrap up that long thing, try until you financially can't do it, but also plan accordingly to go in other avenues if you can't get pregnant, if biology is important to you. You know, just remember the fact that sometime in the future, it won't matter as much as it does to you now.
No, and I totally was going to pick up on the biology is not important. Well, it may not be the most important thing. Originally, with my now ex-wife, our plan was I was going to have a baby with my egg. Then we were going to do reciprocal IVF. Her egg, same donor, I would still carry. She had no desire to carry, so that we each had a biological child, and then they would still be biologically siblings because of the donor. But after we had Casey, she's like, it doesn't really matter. Like, I thought that biology would matter, and I thought that I would want to have my blood in somebody. She's like, but looking at her and holding her, this is my child. Like, there's no question.
It's the same thing as when you like go through the mourning process of boy or girl, right? I really wanted a boy because I'm close to my nephew, and I had this idea in my mind that only a boy could make me feel like a real parent. It's weird, but that's true. And I cried at the sonogram. Why did I do that? And now, like, looking back on it, I cried at the second sonogram too. Why? And now, like, it's not important. Having healthy children is what's actually important.
100%.
You know, creating a family of children that need you is way more important. And, you know, I think you got to go through those processes to get to where I am. So find your path.
No, I completely agree that, you know, I would be lying if I said that I wasn't hoping for a boy the second time as well. But, you know, when I say I'll be happy either way, I truly mean it. I know that I thought that Taya was going to be a boy for the first little bit because Nicole was positive that it was a boy, just absolutely positive. So got me all hyped on that. And Nicole's pretty in tune with her body and you know, different things like that. So I was like, okay, it's gonna be a boy. Like, we even named him and all this stuff. And when we found out it was a girl, Nicole said to me, like, I feel like I disappointed you a little bit that it's not a boy. And I was like, no. I instantly felt so like ashamed and bad because I knew I was going to love this little girl. And I mean, now I can't picture anybody but Taya. Like, she's the brightest light in my life. I'm so glad that I had my little girl first. I think that a little boy would be fun, but how do I know?
Why do we do that to ourselves, though?
I don't know. I mean, for me, I think that a boy would bring a lot of healing to our family in general. Nobody in our immediate family, or in many cases, our offshoots of our family has had very good experiences with men or thinks very highly of men. And I don't mean just the lesbians. So I think that a boy would be cathartic for the entire family to see this new little generation of boy that you can actually love and is actually.
So you're asking
human.
for a cisgendered boy, right? You're asking for somebody who identifies as a boy.
Oh Lord, yeah, I know. I already said.
Because if you're asking for somebody who identifies as a boy, it still could be a boy or a girl. Just saying.
Nicole has always said, like, Nicole has said she wouldn't be surprised if Taya was transgender later on because she truly believed it was a little boy inside of her. So, I mean, that's something that we've already thought about. Yeah, and we'd be 100% obviously in love with her either way. But, yeah, Thomas Frank states, we're only going to get through hot flashes today. So I think in the second half of the show, what we're going to bring to you is the actual freaking show in the second half. And we'll mix it in there with how we found our sperm on Tinder for Sperm. But you know what? When you're having a good conversation and, you know, there's so much information out there for people and so many different opinions, I think it's good to just spend more time on whatever you need to. And this next statement we're going to do to close out the first half hour is definitely going to bring up some conversation as well. And that's why I know we're going to eat up the last 4 minutes. Thomas Frank states, when money is exchanged for pregnancy, some believe surrogacy comes close to organ selling or even baby selling.
His name's Thomas. He doesn't have a vagina. I don't care what he says.
Thomas Frank. What makes the making and selling of a baby any different than the black market selling of organs? Is this still debatable when the surrogate only carries and doesn't supply the egg? The egg.
Let me go first.
Is a surrogate then?
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
You just want to get me all riled up with this.
Oh my God. I've really had it with cisgendered men this week. Thank you. Halley,
as our resident surrogate, how do you feel about this question, my friend?
I want to punch him in the face.
Right? I try to find the quotes that are gonna get us riled. I do it on purpose.
Oh my God, it makes me so angry. No, I don't.
Channel my tattoo.
Oh, rage. I don't agree with that. I think surrogacy is different. Why is it different? Because
let's say then giving away a kidney, because you only need one kidney, right? So giving away another kidney for some cash, growing a baby for some cash. Why is it different?
Because it's not for cash. You don't do it for cash. Why are you hiding your face, Carol?
I'm coughing and I'm trying not to let everybody see that I'm coughing because I'm still getting over a sickness. Sorry, go on.
That's right. So, no, it is not about money. That's not why you do surrogacy. And if you're doing surrogacy for money, you're doing it for the absolute wrong reason, first of all.
100%.
Second of all,
I think that, listen, and this is just my opinion, don't you think that some women in their early 20s are motivated by that, and then they get pregnant and they go, what the f-?
No, what they do is those girls are super motivated.
Everyone is better in the process before they go through it.
No, it's the egg donors. Egg donors, they want them before 25. They want them 19 to 25.
Because that's when the eggs
are possible.
Yeah,
that's what they want.
I'm here to tell you, it is a very difficult process. Even when you're not getting paid.
Oh, I know. And then surrogates, they're like, oh yeah, you can be 40 as long as you're still active and your BMI's okay. So, I mean, I think I've done so much research.
So what you're saying is I'm out. I cannot be a surrogate to anybody.
Well,
I mean, I wasn't even to give my vagina to my own children. So.
I know. I give it away for other people's children.
No, I completely agree with you, Halley.
I mean, I know that it's illegal in India. Shit. I think it's India.
That's the only thing that's illegal in India.
Right.
You can beat your woman, you can do whatever, but just kidding, our Indian friends.
Oh no, it's not illegal in India because no, it's not illegal in India because I watched a documentary about
because India was our big base.
They have these different like houses where these women, these surrogates, are all living together, and they're kind of like brood mares. They're like back to back inseminated, having children because that's how they're providing for their family. So I can understand in situations like that. What? Yeah, no, it totally is the thing. Like these women are, you know, of healthy age, of healthy body, and they are just surrogates back to back to back to back to back, and they all live in these big houses together. And I can understand why you would want that to be illegal because that's more abusing a system, I believe.
That's like a baby mill instead of a puppy mill.
Exactly. Okay. Whereas being a surrogate, I have a contract, they have a contract. Like we are both very legally respected and represented, and it is completely different than that situation and or selling my kidney because I wanted some blow. Because let's be honest, that's why you do it.
So that's what we would take to get you to sell your kidney, Halley.
Give me a solid 8-ball and we'll see.
Exactly. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in live to the live portion of the show. That was in triplicate if you missed it the first 2 times. And if you're having fun, which I hope you are because I'm having a blast tonight.
Oh, I love this.
Join us on the other side where we're actually going to give you the show and provide some information and talk about our personal stories and things of that nature. So join us on the other side, become a Walkie Talkie member. We'll see you there. For those of you leaving, thank you so much. Don't leave.
Subscribe to the channel. Go to our YouTube page and become a Walkie Talkie now.
Exactly. Next week, we're talking about maintaining the relationship. I don't know why I cannot speak today. I'm going to blame it on the NyQuil and other assorted drugs I've been taking, all prescription.
Donald Trump.
Join us on the other side. Next week, we're talking about relationships, maintaining them, the 7-year itch. How do you get through it all since we have one couple here that's been through the 7-year itch? And if you're leaving, make sure you tune in. And everybody else, we'll see you on the other side. Remember, there's always something to quack about.